Ask the Doctor with Michael Lang begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lang. Sponsored by Lang Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Dr. Lang is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lang.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host as usual, Dr. Michael Lang of the Lang Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins, here each and every Saturday morning live to answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, and a nutritionally related topic. I've been hosting Ask the Doctor since April of 1993. Folks, that's 31 years. Time flies when you're having fun. And now my cohort in crime, my co-host is Dr. Susan Somerton. And she's also a board-certified optometric physician, certified nutritional specialist, and she hails from the Lang Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins as well. And I like to think that we practice what we preach. Dr. Somerton and I both are avid athletes and into the whole anti-aging wellness plan. We try to eat well. We try to exercise. We, like I said, try to practice what we preach. Good morning, Dr. Somerton.
Good morning. I'm calling in from the Villages here. It's a beautiful day, and I just finished my workout this morning and looking forward to answering all the callers' questions. And we do practice what we preach, and that way we can kind of relate. We know that it's not easy. We know that it's one step at a time, and we try to continually research and then pass on that information because we know things change with time. And as we learn more, we share more of that information.
And I bet you already hit the gym this morning, didn't you?
I did. I just finished about 50 minutes of resistance training this morning. That's important. We know also as we age, that muscle tends to waste away. So we have to be a little bit more concerned about lifting those weights to maintain that muscle and then getting that proper protein intake too.
Absolutely. I did a little bit of arms this morning and hit the steam room to try to wake me up. And now we're live in Salem Media, broadcasting from Tampa Bay. All right, the live call-in number, write this down because this changed from the other number, but write this down. I'll give it to you twice. This is a number you call in if you got a question for us regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic. It's 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. Also, a lot of you are listening from the Gainesville area on the Sky 97.3 FM in Ocala, Lake City, those areas. We're going to be sponsoring the Ocala Health and Wellness Expo next Saturday. That's 10/26/24. So October 26, 2024, 9 to 4. It's called the Ocala Health and Wellness Expo. It's at the World Equestrian Center. What a beautiful place. And it's Expo Center 1. So come on out. I'll be there. Tammy will be there. Mary will be there. And a few other of the Fortify team will be there. It's at the World Equestrian Center next Saturday. So that's October 26th, 9 to 4. Ocala Health and Wellness Expo. We're going to have some huge discounts. In order to get those discounts, you're going to have to be there. We will be closed at the Fortify Nutrition Center that Saturday. So next Saturday, we will be closed. We will be open at the Ocala Lang Nutrition Center. Charlene will be there for that, however, and we'll probably honor the discounts that we're running through that event. So next Saturday, October 26th, Ocala Health and Wellness Expo. Come on out. And I think Dr. Somerton is going to be out of town, aren't you?
I will. My daughter is actually getting married, so it's a big, nice family event we're looking forward to. So unfortunately, I'll miss that, but I'm excited for a big, nice celebration for my daughter.
Awesome. Congratulations. And I do want to mention a lot of you that have been taking the Fortify Super Protein, the vanilla super protein, we did have a little bit of a back order. It's been very popular. And I got to tell you, folks, whey protein is on a huge shortage right now. And if you buy whey protein, you're having to pay so much more. We have not raised our prices at all. So there's a huge shortage on whey protein. Stock up on your whey protein now before you won't be able to get it. Fortify super protein and vanilla. We've got thousands. We've got pallets of this stuff available now. Remember, and we also have it in chocolate. This is a New Zealand grass-fed, non-denatured whey protein. What that means is it hasn't been heated and destroyed with chemicals and acid and heat to destroy the delicate immunoglobulins, the CLA, the covalent bonded cysteine, the lactoferrin. So it makes it a much healthier protein for you. It's more like a medical food, if you will. So I always tell people when you're looking for a whey protein, make sure it says 3 things on the jug or the bag: non-denatured, grass-fed, and where the cows come from. So ours comes from New Zealand, and our grass-fed bag comes from England, the UK. So be very careful. Most proteins are coming from countries you probably don't want to purchase them at, and they're denatured. They've been heated, and then they've been acid washed, and they're not grass-fed, and they're fed genetically modified grains that are high in omega-6, hormones, and antibiotics, and you'll get that when you eat. And you wonder why we have such a sick country. Remember, use food as medicine. Food is medicine, and you are what you eat. All right, phone lines are open. 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. And you can check out the vanilla protein and all of our proteins, including our new vegan super protein, at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE. Fortify.com. One more time. FORTIFEYE. It's kind of a play on words since we're eye doctors. Fortify.com. And the phone number for Fortify Vitamins, and Charlene should be answering the phones, is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. And, Fortify Vitamins started out as an eye vitamin company. I started developing Fortify Macular Defense over 20 years ago. It's the evolution. Now it's next gen Fortify Macular Defense. We've changed that 14 times. As you know, we have the new eye pressure and neurocognitive support for people with glaucoma and suspicious for glaucoma. We have the advanced dry eye therapy. So we started out as an eye vitamin, eye supplement company, but we really parlayed that into a total body, whole wellness supplement company. And that's one reason, Dr. Summerton joined the team. She has the same way of thinking as me. We want to get the body in the best condition as possible, and the eyes will follow, and vice versa. But Dr. Summerton, you've been involved in a lot of the research that we've done with the proteins. I mean, from the whey proteins to the vegan proteins, and it's just amazing the proteins that are being sold and what the public really doesn't know what they're buying, isn't it?
It is. And you do have to be careful because there is a lot of junk out there. And that's why we do the research, because we know how confusing it can be when you go to the store and you see all those choices. But we want to maximize the absorption. So we want good quality, and we want to minimize any contamination. So again, we're making sure where we're sourcing it from isn't contaminated, that you're not adding any bad stuff into your body when you think you're just getting good. And we want to make sure what you're adding, that you're actually absorbing it and you're not wasting it. And so quality is super essential when you're looking at any kind of nutrients you're putting in your body.
And remember, the vegan super protein is 30% off right now. We're running that for this entire month. A lot of you have bought it. A lot of you love this stuff. It's delicious. It comes in chocolate, vanilla, and salted caramel mocha. The salted caramel mocha has caffeine equivalent of 1/2 cup of coffee. So all of you vegans and non-vegans, you just want a really good protein that has the same amino acid profile as whey. It has a PD-CAS score of 1. It's all North American derived. The P comes from Canada, and the barley, sprouted barley, comes from United States, and we use velocitol in it, which is a protein booster using amylopectin and chromium. It doubles the basically amino acid profile. So it is delicious. It's a way to, get away from some of the animal source proteins if you're interested. So it's 30% off automatically when you order it. It's 30% off on the website right now at fortify.com. FORTIFEYE, fortify.com. All right, let's go to the phones. I think Jerry's been waiting patiently in Citrus County. Morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Dr. Lang. I got a question for you. Is frozen yogurt healthy or any benefit to it versus, the yogurt in the refrigerated counters?
Right. So it all depends on the source of the frozen yogurt. Okay. So in a perfect world, and we don't live in a perfect world, but Jerry, I mean, a yogurt that comes from an A2 cow or a goat, and you can buy yogurts from goats. I mean, Whole Foods and Sprouts and places like that will sell the type that's refrigerated. Okay. Not the frozen yogurt. The frozen yogurt is extra high in sugar usually. Okay. And so, I mean, frozen yogurt versus ice cream, I don't know. That's for people with a sweet tooth. I think every now and then either one of them is okay. I wouldn't make the habit of it. The frozen yogurt at least has some probiotics in it where the ice cream doesn't. But
it does?
It does have a little bit, but not much, okay? And so
what kind of probiotic is it? Is it the active cultures, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a yogurt, it's going to have some form of fermentation in the process, okay?
Oh, okay.
And so if it's a true yogurt, now if it's a fake yogurt, maybe not. But my recommendation is only use either one of those every now and then. The best thing is if you get kefir, goat kefir, or goat yogurt, then it's very good for you. And remember, many of the dairy products have a genetic mutation from thousands of years ago in the cow's milk, and that's where the beta casein is beta 1 casein instead of a beta 2 casein. All right, that's why it's A2 cow's milk is good, and that type of casein protein has been affiliated with leaky gut, diabetes, cancer, autism, all sorts of a host of health problems. And so my recommendation is just to stay away from dairy unless you know it's from an A2 cow or a goat or a sheep. Now, everything within reason. I mean, I love chocolate milk every now and then, and it's not always A2 chocolate milk, right? So remember, A2 are goats, and they do make yogurt that comes that way, and it's actually very, very good for you.
Oh, I'll look that up in the store, in the stores.
And usually they don't have it at the typical supermarket. I know they have it at Whole Foods, and I know they have it at Sprouts, and some of those more specialty kind of organic ones, they usually have it. But sometimes Publix has kefir. I've seen that, but you very rarely will they have goat kefir. And I think the fermentation process does make the dairy a little bit better for you, more palatable. Many people can't take the casein because it causes them to bloat. And that's a reason a lot of times it's not the lactose, it's the casein that causes irritable bowel symptoms. So if you go with something that just doesn't have casein in it, or it's casein, like I said, from an A2 cow or goat, you'll be fine. That's why our whey protein is so good, because all the casein has been removed.
Oh, I see. Okay. And the kefir, is that available in refrigerated counters? Or?
Yeah, you can get kefir in the refrigerator, and that's just got more colonies of the probiotics, the fermentation process, than yogurt does.
Oh, good. I'm going to try that. Thank you, Dr. Lang.
All right, Jerry, you take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors, Dr. Susan Somerton and myself, Dr. Michael P. Lang. If you got a question, give us a call, 1-813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. You can see I'm wearing my Tulane outfit today. I got a Tulane vest, a Tulane hat, and we got a Tulane Green Wave mic stand on the microphone. Tulane is playing Rice. So those are like the two Southern Ivy League schools today, I think at 2:00. My daughter would be there. So go Green Wave. I feel like I'm part owner of the school because of the tuition. So go Tulane. You know how that is, Susan, when you pay for something, you think you're part owner, you know?
That's right. It's like having stock in it, but they do offer a good education. And I wanted to bring up, he was talking about the frozen yogurt. What I make all the time is a nice little snack. It's a pretty healthy snack. I actually get in Greek yogurt, just plain, not flavored, none of the artificial sweeteners. You can buy at the grocery store just 2 ingredient Greek plain yogurt, and I mix that with a scoop of the vanilla whey protein, and then I put in some berries. I mix that up, and I just take a spoonful and place it on a baking sheet with wax paper.
Wow.
And I put little dollops over that, and then I freeze it, and then it becomes your own little frozen yogurt treats that you know exactly what's in there. You've got a little extra protein in there. You've got some berries for your antioxidants, and you have some of the probiotics from the yogurt without all the added artificial sweeteners or any other sweeteners. If you want to sweeten it, maybe a little bit of honey or some maple syrup, and it's a nice little treat.
Outstanding. It sounds delicious. I'm like having a Pavlovian response right now. I'm watering at the chops. And remember, though, never combine banana, pear, and apple with your berries. And we've been preaching this, and people are going, what? So any type of fruit that you cut and it turns brown in 15 minutes, that's polyphenol oxidase in there. And that's an enzymatic reaction that actually blocks the absorption of flavonoids that are in berries. So you can eat apples, pears, and bananas, but just don't eat them at the same time as your blueberries, your strawberries, and your blackberries. And don't have them in a fruit salad. Don't have them in a smoothie. And remember, blueberries are a power food. It's probably one of the best fruits for you to eat if you're eating fruit. Remember, fruit is high in sugar, but blueberries, our glycemic index is very low. And the best time to have fruit is for breakfast and lunch, not at supper. At supper, the best meals are protein, either just protein or protein and vegetables. Remember, supper should be protein or protein and vegetables. And if you're going to cheat, the best time to cheat is breakfast and lunch. So if you want to have the pecan pie and the chocolate ice cream, have it for lunch or breakfast, not for supper. That's a little trick of the trade that will help you lose weight, believe it or not. Most of us eat way too much food at supper, way too many calories at supper, and then you go to bed. Unless you're getting up at midnight and hitting the gym for 2 hours, then you can have some more carbs at supper. All right. Phone lines are open. I think that was John that was waiting and got tired of waiting. John, give us a call back at 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. Also, when we started talking the show about protein, talking about the super protein, the vanilla super protein by Fortify and the 30% off the vegan protein, if you want to make protein absorb even better, enzymes can help. All right. Or you can put some raw fruit like pineapple. Pineapple is high in bromelain and protease. That helps break down the protein molecules into the amino acids. All right. So enzymes are the simplest thing. Fortify makes an amazing enzyme, and we don't talk about this enough. It's only $32 for 90 vegan capsules of Fortify enzymes. And enzymes have been shown to actually enhance your immune system, enhance digestion and absorption, because it helps you to break down the carbohydrates. It helps you to break down the fats and the proteins. It also has been shown to help break down oxidation, so oxidative substances in your body. So our Fortify enzyme also has a mineral blend to make it absorb and work a little bit better. And we've added probiotics to it. So think about that before you take your protein shake in the morning or the afternoon or the evening. Take an enzyme right before it. And there's studies that indicate the absorption of the protein to the muscle and the amino acid goes up dramatically. But also, most of us listening to this program are not 18 years old, all right? And as we get older, the enzymatic activity in our gut starts to drop, and we don't break down foods as easily as we used to. Think about it. You're gaining weight. You have these love handles. you're having some IBS symptoms or some, acid reflux or GERD, simply by adding these enzymes, it may be beneficial. It may help you. So check it out at fortify.com. Look at the Fortify enzymes. We've got 17 different cultured strains, not just 1, 2, or 3. And it's made by the top enzymatica company in Minnesota that does all the research for enzymes. So check it out. It's going to help all of you absorb the food and break down the food and absorb the nutrients from the food a lot more efficiently. All right, let's go back to the phones. We're getting loaded up. Let's go to Giovanni, I think, in Bradenton.
Hey, Doc, how you doing?
All right, and yourself?
Pretty good. I got a question about the superfoods. There's nothing wrong with taking it with whole milk, is there? Does it inhibit absorption or anything? Does it?
No, absolutely not. I mean, that makes it, believe it or not, a complete meal. So the superfood, remember, is like 16 different organic certified fruits and vegetables and enzymes, probiotics, and 6 adaptogenic organic mushrooms. And then it only has 1 gram of protein. But then when you add the whole milk, now you're getting the protein, you're getting casein protein and whey protein, and you're getting the fat from whole milk. It's perfect. It's like the perfect meal. Now that whole milk, like I said in the beginning, it should be preferably A2 whole milk. All right. Because then it doesn't have the genetic mutation of that casein protein. And then you're fine. I love A2 cows whole milk. And there's another one out there, I can't think of the name right now, that comes from A2 cows. So either use the goat's milk or the A2 cow's milk and the whole milk, and you're fine.
Okay. And my second question on superfoods, it doesn't contain any iron in it, does it?
Nope. No iron at all.
Have anybody out there ever think about sprinkling on their dog's food to enhance the food?
I do have people that put it on their dog food. That's interesting you bring that up. I've got people that add our Super Omega, they squirt it on the food, and then they put the superfood on top, and it kind of binds to the oils. So you're not the first to tell me that. And, it's just good for the dog. I mean, it's really good for them. And we're not using any xylitol in it because, remember, you never want to have anything sweetened with xylitol if you're going to give to your pets.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to start sprinkling that on his food now.
Awesome.
Both of them, 3 of them, 2 or 3 of them.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah, okay, Doc. That's what I wanted to ask you.
All right, Giovanni. Thanks for the call, my friend.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Susan, I don't think you've been giving the superfood to your dog yet. Bondi.
I haven't. I actually do. I hadn't even thought about that, but I do give him the omega-3 fish oil. So now I might need to see. I sprinkle a little superfood. He just gave me an idea.
There you go. And we all love our dogs, and I guess we love our cats too. Although I don't have any cats, but we definitely love our dogs. I have Apollo, who's a Warlock Doberman. He's misunderstood. He's a sweet dog. He's just misunderstood. And then I have Rudy, who's a golden doodle, and he's a trip. I mean, this golden doodle, he will actually. I get home sometimes after work and I'll sneak around back and just look in the house, and he's sitting up on the couch watching TV, or he's sitting in the rocking chair, and he's not supposed to be on the furniture. And I know when the door's open to my bedroom, he's sitting right on my pillow because it smells like dog. So I shut the bedroom doors now because he thinks he's in hog heaven. All right. Let's see. We're getting ready to take some more calls in just a second. You're listening to Ask the Doctors. I'm Dr. Michael Lang and Dr. Susan Somerton. If you want to see us as your eye care provider and your nutrition guru, you can see us at the Lang Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. And we do have people that fly in from all over the country. And the Lang Eye Institute is in the Villages, right on the corner of not State Road 200. That's Ocala. County Road 101 and 466. And you can look at us at langeyecare.com or drmichaellang.com. Or you can just type in the Lang Eye Institute in the Villages, and we've got about 20 different websites that will pop up. But we're available 5 days a week at that location. We are expanding the Lang Eye Institute to about 6,000 more square feet. When you walk in the building, you'll go to the right, and that's the new expansion. And we're going to have 12 new treatment rooms and examination rooms on that side. As a matter of fact, and a private waiting room. And that's going to be probably our new macula degeneration treatment center, where we're going to be using some of this new technology similar to the Levita light therapy, if not the Levita light therapy. But I hear there's other technology that they're using frequencies of light non-invasively to treat your dry macular degeneration. This is not FDA approved yet, but we're hoping this next month it will become FDA approved, and we'll be doing entire shows on this. It's pretty exciting time, Dr. Summerton, especially for macular degeneration patients, isn't it?
It is. Those dry macular degeneration patients where right now we have to offer them the good nutrients and the supplements that we know are still necessary. But beyond that, that's all we've been able to do, so that now we can also add a light treatment that the studies are showing are amazing, that we can actually improve or slow down that degeneration of the cells. We're excited we can do something else because we know how scary it is. We know that's your central vision. When you have your macula, that's how you see things straight ahead. And we want to do all we can to prevent that from getting worse. And it seems to be so much more prevalent now, and we're seeing it in younger and younger people. So we need to do all we can at the very early stages. If you have it in your family, we want to offer the nutrients, even when you're young, start taking them, because we want to maintain the vision lifelong.
Yes. And yet another reason to come to the Lang Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. We will be one of the first to have this technology when it is available. And also, we have the new 4C at-home therapy, or 4C at-home early detection device for those of you with macular degeneration that's usually covered by your insurance. So not many doctors even know this exists. If you come into your patient at the Lang Eye Institute and you have macular degeneration, then when we can hook you up with this technology that's installed in your house, and it's a way for you to have your own retina specialist at your house daily looking at your eyes. So basically, it sends it to a group of ophthalmologists that read this information that gathers when you look into this device on a daily basis, or oftentimes as you use it, free to you. And then if there's a statistical change, the ophthalmologist gets in touch with us. We get in touch with you. You come in. And remember, the key with macular degeneration is detecting the dry form going to the wet form in the earliest stages to prevent visual devastation. So that, combined with this new light therapy, is going to be some exciting times for us. All right, we're getting ready to go to the next call in just 1 second. I also want to mention, how vitamin C is so important for you. And Fortify had a vitamin C that we're just run out of, and we're constantly making vitamin C better. So now we're coming out with a new form, a brand new form of a time-released vitamin C that's a beadlet that has clinically verified amounts of disintegration times, where a lot of these vitamin C's are in hard tablets, and they call it time released. Well, it's just because it's mashed together so hard that it doesn't break down. And chances are, depending on the enzymatic activity in your gut, you might poop it out, all right? Or it might absorb too fast. So these beadlets for this vitamin C, it's going to be 500 milligrams, and it's time released over an 8-hour period. And we can even share those studies with you. So that's coming out. We'll probably call it super vitamin C or something like that. It's probably still a month away. All right, we're going to the phones. Steve has been waiting patiently in Clearwater. Steve, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Well, you were talking about putting superfood on pets' food.
Right.
That's particularly good for cats and dogs. And the reason is most of the antioxidants that one gets in their diet are fruits and vegetables. Well, if they're carnivores, they don't get any fruits and vegetables. So have you ever heard of a meat that is high in antioxidants? No, there's no meat. You can't say steak is high in antioxidants or fish is high in it. Animals do not have a lot of antioxidants in them, so they would be benefited more than we would be. And there is a product out called Rough Greens, which has been very successful, which is kind of like a superfood for dogs. It's very, very good. Secondly, do you remember a few minutes ago you were talking about with Dr. Somerton, and you said that she was talking about some kind of food, and you said I am having a Pavlovian response.
Yes.
What does that? Can you guess what that I would have to do with weight loss?
Tell me.
Okay, here's why. You are having the psychic stimulus of to the salivary glands of food, right? In other words, your body smells food or thinks of food, and it's having a psychological stimulation of the digestive system in expectation of getting that food. Well, do you know that just being around food can make you gain weight? Because what happens is not only are your salivary glands start to stimulate, but all the digestive glands. Your stomach starts secreting acid. Your pancreas starts secreting digestive enzymes. That Pavlovian response isn't just in the salivary gland, which is the first digestive gland, but it goes through the whole digestive system. What they had done is they studied people who work in restaurants and kitchens, and their average insulin level is higher because the smell of the food stimulates the digestive system persistently, and insulin favors fat storage. So these people that say at Christmas time, oh, I don't have to eat, I can just be around food and I gain weight, is absolutely true.
I'm going to make sure there's no pecan pies or king cakes or anything ice cream in the house. Maybe we'll just have celery.
Yeah, there you go. But it's true.
Celery doesn't smell. Celery does not stimulate my Pavlovian response at all. Now, Steve, I just want to diverge to the very beginning of this conversation where we were talking about, meat doesn't have any antioxidants. So there's a lot of people that are cringing right now that are on the carnivore diet. So let's just expand on that a little bit. So I don't mind the carnivore diet for losing weight. I don't mind the carnivore diet. As a matter of fact, I was on the carnivore diet not too long ago, and I lost 8 pounds in 4 days on it. So I got down to more of my ideal body weight. On the carnivore diet, you have to eat some organ meat and you have to eat eggs because the organ meat is high in B vitamins and vitamin A and some other things. And so are the eggs. Even the eggs have some lutein and zeaxanthin in it. So, and you want to eat the grass-fed beef so the omega-3 content is higher. So you can have a healthy carnivore diet if you're eating wild Alaskan salmon, free-range eggs, grass-fed beef. By the same token, it can put you in the grave earlier if you're eating, sausage that has MSG and nitrites and preservatives, and you're eating the typical steaks that are fed omega-6 grains that are pro-inflammatory. So the carnivore diet can be very good, especially at helping you to detox, okay? Because you think about it, a lot of the bad stuff is in the vegetables and the fruits that we're eating, believe it or not. So it's very difficult. That's why I created the Lang Survival Diet, to take all the fruits and vegetables out of the diet that have the lectins, the phytic acid, the protease inhibitors, the FODMAPs, the gluten, all of the stuff that can create inflammation in our body and irritable bowel and all that kind of stuff. And meat really doesn't have that. So there is a place for something like the carnivore diet if it's done correctly.
Right. And I think I've told you this joke before. There's some nutritional specialist, and he was asked, what do you think about pure vegetarian? There are some people who cannot eat a pure meat diet. They will become short. Now, it's not very many people, but there are some who absolutely have to have some meat. And they asked him, they said, I think he was on Merv Griffin's show, and they said, what do you think? They asked the doctor, what do you think about a pure vegetarian diet? And he said, are there any vegetarians in the audience strong enough to raise their hand? Okay. I've used my time and more.
All right,
Have
Steve.
a good day.
Thank you.
God bless.
And, Susan, I think we've sort of adapted a diet, over the years based on, thousands of hours of continuing education in the nutritional arena on a diet that is more or less clean protein, good vegetables, good fruits, and avoiding a lot of the man-made carbohydrates like rice and pastas and breads, and really avoiding the complex carbohydrates like potatoes. And obviously some of that is good, a piece of pecan pie every now and then, but everything in moderation. And I think if we practice these nutritional habits, we'd all be much healthier, wouldn't we?
We would. And there's so much temptation of what we call the ultra processed foods out there. They're quick, they're cheaper, they're easy to get. But basically, if you're looking at the label and you can't understand those words that are the ingredients, you probably shouldn't be eating it. And so it's just making sure it's what we call real whole food. And everyone has different taste buds and they prefer different foods and they absorb differently. So it's listening to your body and the cravings that you're having. But the one thing all the diets have in common is protein, and it is having a little bit of protein every single meal that you're spreading it across the day, being conscientious of the protein. If you're doing, especially your weight training, you need to have that protein in what we call that anabolic stage. That's that stage when you're building that muscle after you work out. You need that protein. You need those amino acids to fill it up. And so, and again, you want healthy proteins. And so you can look at, there's protein bars out there that aren't that healthy. They've got a bunch of ingredients in that aren't necessarily good. And so that's why we're looking at clean whey protein as a quick, efficient way to get that in. But of course, you know, that nice piece of chicken or steak or pork, as long as, you know, we prefer it's the grass fed. So basically the cows or the chickens aren't eating junk. They're also eating what they should eat. And then you're getting the good benefits from it too. So we're looking at those real whole foods.
Yep. And we have created something called the Super Vegan Bundle on the website that takes the vegan protein, our Fortify Rejuvenate, and our superfood and combines all three of them for $99. We're probably going to have to change the name because it's not truly vegan, because the Rejuvenate does have a marine collagen tripeptide, which absorbs better than a peptide. So I'll change the name, but it'll be something similar to that. But right now, it's Super Vegan Bundle, and it's $99. That's a great deal. That's giving you your choice of the new Super Vegan Protein. It's giving you your choice of flavors of the Rejuvenate. And the unflavored Rejuvenate is in now. Hallelujah. So a lot of you have been waiting for the unflavored Rejuvenate. It is in. And then the organic blue-green superfood. So you're getting all three of those for $99. I take all three on a daily basis. My 97-year-old mom takes all three. We're almost 97. So check it out, a Super Vegan Bundle at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE, fortify.com. Fortify Vitamins is open today. Tammy is manning the store. Remember, we are looking for some employees for the Fortify Vitamin Center. So if you're interested, bring your resume by to Tammy at the Fortify Nutrition Center in Clearwater. It's right there on McMullen Booth Road in the Bayside Bridge Plaza Shopping Center. That's where Planet Fitness is and Publix. You can't miss it. Fortify Nutrition Center right next to the tobacco store. And then remember, November 16th is our 25th anniversary of the Lang Eye Institute, Lang Eye Care and Associates. And we're having our annual fall festival, and it's going to be a Western theme. So November 16th, 25th anniversary of Lang Eye Care. I actually started Lang Eye Care in 1993, but started the expansion of Lang Eye Care more like 98, or I guess it was, whatever 25 years ago was. So fall festival, Western theme, wear your cowboy hat. We're going to have barbecue going. We're going to have hot dogs, hamburgers, pork. We're going to have music. We're going to have all the frame vendors set up tents in the parking lot. We're going to have huge discounts on Fortify Vitamins and frames. We're actually going to have frames that can go up to $90,000, believe it or not. So if you want one of those frames that are very elite and only certain people can afford, come out to the Trunk Show. That's called Lindbergh. So Lindbergh has frames from $30,000 to $90,000. They also have frames that are $300-$400. Tom Ford, Oakley, Cartier, Lafont, Gucci, Montblanc, Chloe, all of that will be at the new at the Fall Festival on November 16th. And then remember, Ocala Health and Wellness Expo. Come out and see me. That's this next Saturday, 10/26 at the World Equestrian Center. We're also going to have a lot of discounts on the Fortify vitamins for that as well. All right. The phone number for Fortify vitamins is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. Phone lines are open. Now, Dr. Somerton, there is a nutrient out there that most of us are deficient in, all right? I probably am, you probably am, most of us are deficient in it because we're not eating the foods that contain this nutrient. Maybe it's the missing link, literally. It's a missing nutrient in our diet, and it's called GLA, gamma linolic acid. And you're somewhat of an expert in this, but the only way to get this food or this nutrient is if we eat black currant seed oil, evening primrose oil, or borage oil. And why is this nutrient beneficial? And why does Fortify have one I'm holding up called Fortify Black Currant Oil GLA that has 140 milligrams of GLA in it?
It is. It's another one of our keys in lowering inflammation. And by now, everybody knows it's that inflammation that is basically the cause for most disease. But we see it all the time, inflammation on the surface of the eye, and that comes down to dry eye. And we speak all the time about omega-3 fatty acid from the fish oil, which is the DHA and the EPA. But the kind of little super addition to that is the GLA, and they work better together. So if we're finding we're not quite getting rid of all that inflammation, and we're realizing this is mostly omega-6 fatty acid, but the good kind, that I've actually found it super efficient, especially in my female patients or even males that also have dry skin and dry eye. We add that black currant seed oil, and black currant seed oil is my preference over the evening primrose oil because some estrogen effects of that, but always the black currant seed oil. It's like that super powerful booster to just enhance lowering inflammation and again give patients the relief that they're looking for.
Right. And we have lots of patients that are on the Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Kit that contains our Super Omega, our Fortify Focus, and the black currant seed oil. And a lot of you watching us live video streaming all over the world. So actually, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, just depending on what part of the planet you're viewing. Just saw me take a black currant seed oil GLA because I didn't take it this morning because it was already in my bag to bring it. So it's one of my regiments that I do take. And I got to tell you, I think that when I combined it with the curcumin that we have, the next gen curcumin I'm holding up, and the rejuvenate has really helped my joints, especially my right knee, because I don't limp anywhere near as much. I can go up and down my steps now. I remember I had a bad motocross accident back in the day where I broke my leg in 5 places, broke my neck, and broke my back, and lucky to be alive. And then not too long ago, I was mountain biking about a year ago and fell off a 20-foot cliff and injured my knee again. So I got a lot of pain in my body. But I got to tell you, I take the next gen curcumin, the black currant seed oil, and the rejuvenate along with the omega-3, and it's helped me. And I notice sometimes when I go to conferences or take a little mini vacation, I go away for a week, 10 days, and I don't take my supplements because every now and then I believe it's a good idea just to get off your supplements, right? Just eat whole foods. So I do that. I do find that I got a lot more pain in my body, and my focusing ability starts to get worse also because of that Fortify Focus that I take with the astaxanthin, lutein, zeaxanthin. It really helps my focusing ability. So check out the black currant seed oil on the website. It's not very expensive. It's under fortify.com, black currant GLA. Remember, this is an essential fatty acid that is necessary. It's an omega-6, but it's the anti-inflammatory aspect of the omega-6. Remember, most omega-6s are very high in linoleic acid and arachidonic acid. That's the pro-inflammatory component. So if we're taking some omega-3 and black currant seed oil with the GLA, we're offsetting the inflammatory properties of the typical standard American diet or the SAD diet. So it'll help us be healthier and feel better with less inflammation, less joint pain, et cetera, et cetera. Also, GLA is amazing for your skin, your hair, and your nails. And that's why when you combine that with the omega-3 and the rejuvenate, it's kind of like the triple whammy of anti-aging for your skin and your joints and your hair and your nails. Remember, check all that out at fortify.com, Fortifeye. We do have time for another call or two. If you got a question, give us a call. Dr. Susan Somerton and myself, Dr. Michael Lang of the Lang Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins, 813-282-8283. That's 813-282-8283. What I do want to talk a little bit about briefly, since we got almost 5 minutes, is something we started talking about last week, and we had some problems, technical difficulties, so a lot of people didn't hear us talk about it. But glaucoma. Glaucoma is the sneak thief of your sight. And if for any reason going in to see your doctor annually or at least every 2 years, if you're young and healthy, is to have your pressure checked to make sure you don't have a risk factor for glaucoma, which is elevated pressure. Now, you can have glaucoma and have normal pressure. By the same token, you can have elevated pressure and not have glaucoma. So typically, we use drops, different types of drops and oral medication to treat glaucoma. There are surgical procedures that can be done, some minimally invasive and some invasive surgical procedures, and there's a natural approach. We always recommend more cardiovascular exercise, more vitamin C, omega-3, saffron, niacinamide, resveratrol, mirtogenol, and Numintix. These are supplements that have been shown to be beneficial for helping lower intraocular pressure naturally and also help with neuroprotection. The one specific it comes to mind, or two specific that come to mind, is mirtogenol and Numintix, which is in our new eye pressure and neurocognitive support. We do have patients, their pressure comes down, some significantly, and the studies indicate that the Numintix, the spearmint extract, actually has some neuroprotective properties for the ganglion cells in the optic nerve. Now, this is not a treatment, this is not a cure, but this is something that we have available to use in concert with your current treatment under glaucoma. So, Dr. Someone, we do have something available now that we've been using for quite a bit now with some success. You there, Susan? Nope. I guess we lost Dr. Somerton. No, maybe not. Hello, hello. All right. If Dr. Summers is there, you can chime in. But anyway, I had a little static in my headphones. So glaucoma is the sneak thief of your sight. You got to see your optometrist. You got to see your optometric physician. You got to see your ophthalmologist and have this treated. Most of the time, like I said, we treat it with drops, but talk to them or ask them if they've ever heard of Fortify eye pressure and neurocognitive support. If so, fantastic. Remember, it's not a treatment, it's not a cure, but it can be used in concert with your glaucoma medications. There are studies, and these studies are on the website at fortify.com, that shows that this vitamin works well. The mirtogenol works very well with a prostaglandin analog, something like latanoprost or xylitane or Lumigan. So it can help bring the pressure down even more than just the drug by itself. So check it out. It's called Fortify Eye Pressure and Neurocognitive Support. Fortify Vitamins is the first in the industry to use this combination of nutrients, targeting patients with optic nerve problems, targeting patients that do have glaucoma. Remember, not to be used by itself, always to be used with your optometrist or ophthalmologist in the treatment necessary for your optic nerve problems. All right, so we did lose Dr. Somerton. I apologize for that, and she didn't get to tell everybody goodbye. But remember, I just want to recap briefly. We're going to be sponsoring the Ocala Health and Wellness Expo. That is 10/26. That's next Saturday at the World Equestrian Center from 9 to 4. That's next Saturday. Come on out. Remember, the Super Protein Vanilla is now in. Remember, 30% off the vegan Super Protein. And Check out the enzymes, the GLA, and the Fortify glaucoma formula, which is eye pressure and neurocognitive support. With that, have a great day. God bless you, and God bless America. See ya.